here's the video review for FansToys Forager, the version of Kickback, the third of their Insecticons. Of course, joining Grenadier and Mercenary. So there's all three of them in bug mode. You can see I went back to the newer legs they stuck on these guys. Because I like the newer actual bug legs versus the G1 versions. Although the G1 versions are a nice little addition if you'd rather have them look a little bit more like their old toy counterparts. But yeah, so yeah, they're all together. They've all got their clear chest plates on. I prefer those better, but they do come with yellow. Now Forager, unlike the others, doesn't include a set of new and G1 legs, or he doesn't have two sets of legs. He just has the ones included. At least that's all that came with mine, and I can kind of see why, because these legs work for both actual bug legs as well as the original G1 toy, more so than these did. So that's okay. He does come with the yellow chest plate, which you can swap out, and he also came with a replacement little head gun piece for Grenadier, if you want to swap that out. Like this one, actually, you can see I've repaired it. This one actually showed up to me already, it had already snapped when I got my review sample, so I had to repair it. But it does come with a new one that I've already stuck on Grenadier, and as well as his pistol, or his gun, I should say, his rifle, because I to be more accurate. And one of the things that I don't think I've shown off before, and I did find, is that all of them do have ways of, in case of Grenadier, it plugs in, there's got a couple tabs that go in between his back legs here. On Mercenary, the gun can just stick up here in this post. And then on Forager, it plugs into the back, it plugs into this little piece right here, and then has a little tab that snaps up into place here in his back. So they can all store their weapons in insect mode. I'm going to transform him into robot mode. The legs down here are actually pretty easy. First off, I'm going to take pop this down and pop the gun out here, just like that. Leave that on the back for right now. And the legs, you want to flip out these little purple pieces here. So we can bring these down a little bit so you can get under there. Flip the feet out. Take this whole assembly and lower it down like this. Kind of pull it up, down, and around, and then the insect leg folds up just right along the back of his leg there. You can fold that down if you want to get some knee action there, but you can leave it up and it'll still bend with the leg. Now the tricky part here is, I'll go ahead and turn his head around, show off his head here. Transforming the arms and the thing and the insect legs, because of this circular piece. So he does have a side to side on the wing motion, as well as like the hips here when he's in insect mode can move out like that to kind of spread his grasshopper legs a little bit, which is kind of neat. Anyway, so rotate his head around. Now you have to pull this whole assembly with the arm and the legs out this way. But you can see there's a silver ring running all the way around. And you can see it clips in here, and there's a hinge right here. A hinge right there on the silver bit, and a clip right here. And so you have to make sure that this is facing this way, so that hinge will open up when you pull the arm back. And it's a little difficult to do. Because these things wedge in there very tightly. Let's see if we can do it this side better. So yeah, make sure the hinge is down here. There we go. You can kind of see here. Get that out of the way there, so we're not putting pressure on. We can kind of see it starting to come done here. And you see the arm starting to come out this way. There we go. So you can see how that hinge kind of comes open that way. So you want to make sure that's lined up properly, or you could end up snapping this piece. And then this whole assembly rotates around on the hinge, rotate these around to the back, and then you kind of fold it up back into this hinge piece. So fold it in like that, and then close it up again. And again, you want to make sure this hinge goes up as you push it in. Make sure that hinge goes up in there so it closes properly. And once that's done, you can go ahead and move the wing all the way up to the shoulder and bring the arm down. And it's the same on this side. And these legs pieces, you can kind of, however you wish to fold them up, but they kind of fold up here on the back like that. So again, get that hinge lined up. It's probably be a little easier once you get one arm out, because those arms really wedge in there tightly together. Come on. There we go. So pull that out. The hinge opens up. Rotate this whole thing around right here like this. Flip it back up. Make sure this comes all the way down around to the back. And then slide it back in. And again, make sure that hinge goes up in between there as you close it. So it latches back up. And come up here, push that back in. So you've got the ring completed. And then again, fold up the legs into the body here. No, I've got the right feet. I don't know. Oh, I guess one foot is on backwards. Oh, it's just because this piece is rotated, that's all. There we go, like that. There you go. Those just sit there and fold up on his back. And there is his robot mode. Hold on. See if we can get him all in there and brighten up the video a little bit. His arm likes to pop out. And then of course his fingers open, all as one piece. Put the gun in his hand, which is a little harder to do than some of the others because of that big Tommy gun magazine. But so yeah, there he is in robot mode. And you'll notice he has a plain silver face right now. It does have a little bit of a scratch on it from trying to get it out, which I figured out an easier way to do it, so you won't have to worry about that yourself. So his head, like I said, the wings still have this piece. It's got rotating shoulders, both directions, bicep swivel, dual hinged elbows, here and here, so you can bring the arm up like that, or you can bring the arm up like that. Allows the arm to compress all the way up like that. And he does have a waist swivel. Oh, actually, and then this piece right here comes up in the middle. There we go. And that, there, now he's got the waist swivel. Those previously mentioned hinges on the hips, front and back, thigh swivel. Dual hinge knees, both here at the top of the knee and there at the bottom of the knee. And again, if you want to, you can just kind of fold that foot back. It does have ankle tilts, just the foot piece tilts there. And of course, he does have that yellow chest piece, which you can put on if you wish, and it'll look something like that. So we can get it lined up. If you'd rather have the yellow. It's just a matter of unscrewing this screw right here, pulling it out, removing this piece, putting this piece in, putting the screw back in. It's a really simple process. He does not have any sort of opening inside here. It's just some panel detailing underneath that chest plate. And he's got some rubbery antenna, which again can rotate around the head. Mostly for grasshopper mode. You want to have him kind of sticking up like earmuffs there. So yeah, his face, you can see he's got the silver face here. But if you lift this whole thing up, you can flip out his robot mode face and flip this face. It has to go all the way back in the back like that. And that's where I scratched it. I was trying to use a little tool to pry it up out of here. But you just put the helmet back down, and there he is with his full robot visored face. Now, when you're going back to grasshopper mode and you want to put that faceplate down again, his helmet actually splits back here and opens up. So you can lift this up and you can see there's the faceplate. You can push that up through here, lift this back, and that gives you plenty of grip to get up in there. So because if you just push it back into the back without opening the back of the helmet, it goes all the way up in there, and getting underneath there to get it up is very much a pain in the butt. You can't really get a fingernail or anything under there, so that's the way you do that. But yeah, there he is. He's obviously his head can turn. His head's on a ball joint, a little limited due to the shortness of the post and his helmet, but he can look around and a little bit up and down. But there is FansToys Forager. And of course we'll show him off here in robot mode with the other two. So there you go. There are your FansToys Insecticons. I think Grenadier Bombshell is my favorite of the three, but they're all really solid. They look great together as a group. They all have a good die-cast heft to them. He's got these pieces right here. These the front parts of the legs are die-cast. I don't believe any of the insect legs are. I think the crotch piece maybe die-cast. The hip pieces, I believe, are die-cast. I don't know if there's any die-cast up in the chest, but they all have a good heft to them, good build quality. Like I said, aside from scratching the faceplate, which is my fault because I hadn't figured out they did, in fact, put a mechanism in at first. Because, again, these arrived without instructions, so I've been taking my time to get to know them a little better, and I figured out that helmet thing. So, yeah, but there they are all together. A really nice-looking set of upgraded Insecticons. Again, he doesn't come with G1 legs like the other two do because his legs pretty much work for both as realistic and G1 toy legs, whereas these have more realistic robotic insect legs, but they do come with the pieces to give them the G1 toy legs, if you wish. But yeah, really nice all together, put together very well. I think of the two I've played with, I think Bad Cube also did a set. I think these guys are... They feel more solid. They're a lot more fun overall. They got some neat transformations, and they just look really nice as a group. So yeah, there is FansToys Forager. We also have coming up soon, they also sent me Willis, just to give you an idea of what he looks like. Their version of Hound, which I should be reviewing soon. There's some bits. The back legs, the legs into the back of the Jeep, I've got down pretty well. But you can see all there's a lot of stuff up in here. The wheels have to flip out and the arms have to flip in, and this whole front end has to come up, but only after you push these down. There's an order to the front half of this that I'm still figuring out how to do smoothly. But we should see him up soon. I'm going to work on getting that order down so it all goes together pretty easily, because there's some parts that almost feel like you're going to stress it too much if you do it in the wrong order, so we'll try and figure that out. But anyway, there's FansToys Forager. Very cool.